what's going on? It's Bill Blair, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast. And I gotta admit, I'm a little tired today. I drank too much yesterday. I don't know what the hell happened. I was out here in LA, and I was watching the Patriots playing the 49ers. And I got caught up in it. And I had a couple of beers, drinking Coors Light. I mean, that's like water, right? I had like fucking 4 of those. And then somehow I started doing shots, and next thing you know, I had to call a cab. So I actually fly come down. It's practically impossible in LA. And I had to just, go back and rescue my car later on. That's how early football comes on out here. I actually got shit-faced watching the game, took a cab home, passed out, sobered up, and was able to go back and get my car, and it was still light out. That's how early the games come on out here. Isn't that amazing? Oh, Christ, where the fuck is my phone ringing? Is that my phone? Oh, shit. Hang on a second. Hey, Paul. Hey, let me call you right back, all right? All right, man. Yeah. That dude's calling me back because I just left him a message telling him about fucking sports radio. He listens to this dude. His name's Paul. He listens to sports radio. Listen to me. I'm a mess today. All right, let's get focused here. He listens to that sports talk radio, which, I finally discovered that ESPN radio thing out here on the AM station by accident, and, they're having these triple-header baseball games, so I like listening to the games, like Michael Kay and those guys. I think those guys are great. I love listening to the games. But the sports talk radio, it's just so ridiculous. It's, I don't know, and then I just feel like they're just deliberately saying shit to get people to call in and yell, Really, Bill? Is that what you think? Do you think people deliberately do that so their ratings are higher, so they can make more money and fucking pay a mortgage on a bigger house? That was just one of the dumbest statements I've ever made. You know what I think they do? I think they use gimmicks so more people listen so they make more money. Wow, Bill, you're really going out on a fucking limb there, aren't you? This is basically what happened. Last night, my Red Sox were playing the Angels. It's one of the best baseball games I've seen in a long time. It's why baseball is a great sport. It's why playoff baseball is awesome. It's why I win the 5-game series, because every game is so huge. So I'm listening to these fucking douchebags talking about the game, and this guy actually makes this statement. He goes, I think the Red Sox last night were taking the Angels lightly. I think they thought that they were going to come back to Boston and they were going to close it out. It's like, really? Really? Well, why do they always do that? That's what I hate about sports talk radio. They can never give credit to the team that wins. They always got to trash the team that loses and just talk about how they fucked up. So using that analogy, that means that the Angels, the reason why the Red Sox won the first game was because the Angels were taking the Red Sox lightly. And then when Game 2 came along, the Angels said, hey, you know what? I got a good idea. Why don't we take the Red Sox lightly again? And then the third game came along, and then they said, hey, wait a minute, it's the playoffs. Let's take the Red Sox seriously. And then fortunately, that same night, the Red Sox, for some reason, decided to go, oh, hey, let's take the Angels lightly. You know what that's the same mentality of when the Giants won the Super Bowl. I still don't feel like the Giants got the fucking credit that they deserve for having one of the most undisputable championships of all time. They beat Dallas in Dallas. They beat Green Bay in Green Bay. They fucking, the last game of the season we played them, they scored 35 fucking points on us, only lost by 3, clearly showing that they were among the elite, and everybody ignored it. They were 17-point fucking underdogs, and it was all this fucking bullshit hype. I don't know. Meanwhile, the Patriots are squeaking by, winning games. We beat the Ravens because they fucked up. That was in November. Everybody just ignores that. They just ride the hype. And when the hype doesn't play out, then they got to figure out, I don't know. All I'm saying was the fucking Giants were the shit, and they kicked the shit out of the top 3 teams in the league, which means they are the baddest team of last year. And look at them this year. They won like 44-0 or 44-3. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. So all I'm saying is tonight is going to be a great game. And whoever wins the game is because they played better. Not because the other team wasn't trying. That's like you ever play a video game with some fucking douchebag and he thinks he's the shit, and then you beat him, and then rather than him admitting it, he just goes to you, oh, I wasn't even trying. And then he packs up his little fucking Atari and he goes home. You know, it's just fucking stupid. I don't know. Why do people listen to sports talk radio? Is that so they can then call in with their dumb theories? You know? I think Bill Parcells is deliberately overweight because he's trying to have a heart attack during a game because, coaching football just got too easy for him. I mean, that's why he never won a Super Bowl with the Jets and the Cowboys. He was just bored. Oh, that's interesting. Let's discuss that for an hour. God knows we have 5 hours of radio to fill. You know what it is? I'm just mad at myself. It's because about a year ago I figured out how to watch sports because it was annoying me, like, just how good they had gotten. And I was really starting to have a theory that people who aren't even into sports are watching sports now because they're so fucking overhyped. You know what I mean? It's kind of like me when Star Wars finally came back. I went and I saw that first episode. All right? Forgetting that I fucking hated Star Wars. I didn't hate it, I just didn't have that Jesus freak. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, I liked Sesame Street when I was a kid, but when the Muppets come up with a new movie, I'm not going to go see it because I'm fucking old now. You know what? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just totally lost my train of thought. The fuck, dude? Where the hell how did I get to that point? All right, this is the Monday Morning Podcast. My name's Bill Burr. Obviously you came to my page. I do one of these every single Monday. And you can subscribe to this podcast right here on my website, BillBurr.com. Or if you're on my MySpace page, just go to www.BillBurr.com. You can subscribe to it. You can download it on your iPod. You can do all that wonderful stuff. And I can become part of your life for a half hour every Monday. Try to put a smile on your face at the beginning of the work week. Isn't that good? All right. Last week, I was ripping about directors in the 1920s, and I was trying to remember what the fuck was that thing that they yelled through. That fucking battery-free bullhorn. And megaphone. Bullhorn. Wait a minute. A bullhorn is the one with Jesus Christ. A bullhorn's the one like, that's the modern day one. Attention, we have you surrounded. Lay down your weapons and come up with your hands up. Did any cop ever really say that? Attention. You know what? I bet when they get in that situation, they don't know what to say because like all that dialogue is so in their head. I mean, what else are you supposed to say? Excuse me. I'm a police officer. All right. Anyway, so the thing that you yell through, that the directors used to yell through way back in the day, and action, cut, print it, whatever. I guess it's called a megaphone. It's a megaphone, and somebody told me, I guess back in the day they called it a speaking trumpet, but a megaphone. And then the person said, yes, I listened to your podcast for that long. Jesus. I know. Last week's was really long. It was like 40 minutes long. I don't know. Are these things getting too long? Was he saying... That's one of the things when somebody sends you an email, like, you can't tell, like, how they mean it. You know what I mean? Are they making fun of themselves? It's all up to the interpretation of the reader. All right. So anyways, if you're new to my podcast, I do one of these every single Monday, and I answer questions, and I learn stuff, like I learned this week, the original bullhorn with the megaphone, or a speaking trumpet. And there's something that you can sell somebody at a party right before you're going to get laid to switch it into, oh, wait a minute, you're not getting laid. And people send me in movie reviews, overrated, underrated, and I babble about shit. I actually did a college out in Phoenix this week, this aeronautical college. And I got to admit, I had to look up aeronautical, and I still don't know what the fuck it means. I think it's what is it, the science of space, or something like that. These guys basically All right, they're kids, okay? They're 20, 21 years old, which is a kid to me, because I'm 40, right? And they know how to fly planes, some of them. They're designing planes, and they, I don't know, weaponry? I have no idea. All I know is when they have a job fair, the fucking CIA shows up, which is, that's pretty intense, huh? But when they show up, they have, have like the Men in Black suits, and they have like those sunglasses with like the fucking built-in iPod. That's how they get them. Huh? See, you like these sunglasses, kid? Hey, why don't you sign up? You sick of playing video games? Do you want to do video games for real? Why don't you sign up with the CIA, okay? Because, Grand Theft Auto was a fucking joke compared to what I did last weekend. So anyways, yeah, I had a good weekend, man. I went out there. I always have a good time when I'm out in Phoenix. Swung by the Improv, and I'm not even listening to what I'm saying right now because I'm trying to find the first question of the week, which is this one. This guy from Detroit. Let's see. Love the DVD, bro. Definitely well worth the wait. Started listening to Money Make Podcast. All right. Podcast questions. Okay. Is being happy and being content the same thing? Recently, I had a discussion with some friends at a local bar that went well into the night. I'm undecided. All right. Well, you know something? Actually, he says he's undecided due to the fact the majority of people I had the discussion with were women. Okay. All right. That didn't really shed any light on it. What are you saying? Women are stupid? Or they're not a guy, so they're going to have a different point of view? I don't know. Okay. Is being content and being happy the same? I don't know. Something about being content means that you just kind of gave in to the shit around you. You know, where you're just kind of like, well, I guess she's just going to be a cunt for the rest of my life, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, but, I own half the house, and as long as I'm not in the half that she's in, then, I'm pretty content. Yeah, it's not the greatest situation. But I'm happy. I'm happy when she's not in the same room as I'm happy. Most of the time I'm happy, but, compared to how a lot of other people are living, there's people trapped in rubble after an earthquake. I definitely got it better than them. So, I think I'm content with what I got. That's my definition of content. And being happy is such a weird word, huh? Happy. How are you? I'm happy. No one said that. How you doing today? I'm happy. Happy sounds like a lie. How you doing today? I'm good. Things are great. I'm in a good mood. No one ever says I'm happy. That's one of those words that's used a lot, but nobody really uses it. You only use it when you write. When you type and shit. That's one of those typing only words. The only time you ever see happy is like on the cover of like a self-help book. How to be happy and make the 12 people around you happier. By some bald guy with a fucking goatee. Alright, so I didn't even answer the question. Is being happy and content the same? I don't think it is. I think being happy is generally you're just walking around and you're in a good mood. You appreciate life, and you try to do something to every day. Make sure you didn't waste a day, or whatever. You know what I mean? You're not an angry psycho like me. I guess I would be happy. You know how many fucking arguments I got this week? I got an argument with a guy in a scooter. Alright? The fucking guy passes me on the right between a parked car, so I beat at him. First of all, these fucking assholes in these scooters out here, because gas is so expensive out here in LA, like literally, it's starting to look like Europe, the amount of people out here on scooters and Vespas and all that shit. But the funny thing is secretly every guy always wants to have a fucking Harley. He wants to be a badass with fucking tattoos and some fucking wench on the back of his bike. Doesn't have a boss, he's a fucking outlaw. And he can play the guitar like Dwayne Allman. Okay, that's what fucking guys want to do, okay? But the people, most guys like me, we don't have the balls to get a fucking motorcycle because we don't want to get road rash and, have your nose burned off when you do a fucking face plant out on the fucking 101, right? So what happens is a lot of these douchebags now, they're buying scooters, and they have a false sense of safety because it's just a scooter. And nobody who works in an emergency room, like they'll always tell you the worst accidents we ever see are motorcycle accidents. They never say, oh my God, this guy was doing 45 on a scooter, and he hit a lemon tree, and let me tell you, I have not seen carnage like this since Vietnam. You never hear that fucking story. So anyways, this fucking asshole, plus all these assholes get on these scooters, and they think that they you know, it's kind of filling that I really wanted a motorcycle, but I don't have the balls to buy one kind of thing, and they get like that Born to Be Wild vibe. So this fucking moron passes me on the right between a parked car because the road was about ready to split, and I was going to make a left and he was going to go straight. So I fucking beeped at him, and he immediately slams on the brakes because the light was turning yellow, and he backs up his scooter to my fucking hybrid, okay? This guy in a scooter screaming at a guy in a hybrid, man. It was fucking hilarious. It's like it really was showing you the future when we're going to have we're going to be relying on a different kind of energy. How the whole definition of being a man is going to be, it's just going to be different. The whole Marlboro Man thing is going to be gone, right? So anyway, so he flips up his visor to reveal like his fucking twisted up angry face and this little Tom Selleck mustache that he's got going on. He's just fucking yelling at me. I was like, dude, you just passed me on the right between a parked car. I didn't see you. I didn't want to hit you, right? So he keeps fucking yelling at me, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not giving you shit. I just don't want to run into you. I know I'm just driving a fucking hybrid, you dumb fuck. But if you do something like that, you know, your head's going to be over here and your mustache is going to be in the fucking trees. So I keep telling the guy, like, dude, I'm just beeping at you because I didn't see you, all right? I don't want to run into you. I don't want you to get hit. And then he goes, oh, I didn't mean to startle you. And he flipped down his fucking visor and then went, wee. Oh, boy. And I got to admit, I laughed my ass off, but then was kind of pissed because I let a guy in a scooter get the last fucking word in on me. So I got into that argument. Then I got an argument with, this is all like within 24 hours. I got into an argument with a TSA person, or whatever the fuck they are, at the airport. Because of the Gestapo fucking attitude. And then I got into an argument when I was in Phoenix. I was driving out of the budget rent-a-car, and I was looking down at my directions because I was trying to figure out how to get to the hotel, and this fucking cop in shorts, I don't know if it was rent-a-cop or a real cop, I don't know what he was, in bicycle shorts, was, you know, he was directing traffic, so he's telling me to go, but I'm looking down at my directions, and he's like, hello, hello, like yelling at me like I'm a moron, like I didn't see him. I did fucking see him. I just wanted to make sure I was going the right way. So I just snapped, and I was holding up the directions, and I just started screaming, I'm reading the directions, sir! I'm just reading these, sir! I kept saying, sir, rather, but the undertone was, you fucking asshole, which I couldn't say, because I didn't know if he had the authority to arrest me. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just bad. You know, that's another thing I can't fucking stand about America right now, is there's too many variations on the police officer outfit. And I think there's a lot of times that people aren't cops, and you give them the respect like they are cops. I'm going to guess, you know what I mean? When you don't have to. Like, I don't have to take shit from a fucking meter maid. I really don't. You know what I mean? Like, this morning I made like an illegal U-turn, and then I saw this, you know, this fucking person, a meter maid, sort of looking at me. And I got nervous for half a second. I was like, wait a minute, it's a fucking meter maid. What are you going to do? Throw your little fucking pencil at me? Can they do anything to me? Like if they say, hey, that's an illegal U-turn, I said, hey, why don't you go fuck yourself? Can I do that? You know, I really wish I knew my rights more, because I think there's a lot of times, you know, like that guy, as I drove by, I go, dude, sir, I'm just reading my directions. He goes, well, that's why we don't read when we drive. Really? That's why we don't eat Whoppers with cheese when we drive either, you fat fuck. That's what I wanted to say, but, you know, I stopped myself, because I was like, well, wait a minute, what if that's a real cop? You know what I mean? That almost would have been worth it, just to see him running after me in those fucking bike shorts. That's my favorite part of the that Reservoir Dogs movie. Did you ever see when Steve Buscemi is running down the street and he shoots, after he gets hit by the car, and he turns around and he shoots those three cops? He actually hits one of them, and as he's driving away, you see it in out his back windshield. You see that one cop running down the street, just shooting his gun. That's what I would have got to see. Oh, I would have sucked if he was fucking shooting at me. Jesus Christ, I'm really all over. Let me get back to the fucking questions here. All right, so happy or content? Do I think they're the same thing? No, I don't. I think content is an acceptance. An acceptance that, you know what, you're not going to make it to the NBA, and you appreciate. I don't know. Would you rather be happy or content? Happy just sounds like you're fucking in denial. You know what I mean? You're just fucking walking around. Hey, yeah, everything's great. No, it isn't. Banks are failing. $10 billion a month to support a fucking war. You know? Everything isn't great. Everything's kind of fucked up right now. Oh, speaking of that shit, people always make fun of me with my conspiracy theories and that type of shit, how they're eventually going to stick a microchip in the back of your head. And I've been doing this bit on stage talking about how they start slow. They start with dogs. That's the first thing they start with. And everything's cute. Oh, good, I found Fluffy. And then they're gradually going to work on the kids. And sure enough, there's a fucking commercial out right now where this lady can't find her kid. And she's freaking out in the park. So she takes out a device. Okay? And she fucking hits some buttons, and then all of a sudden, the end of the commercial, she finds her fucking kid. Now, the thing is they never showed a device on the kid. He didn't have a wristband. There was nothing in his, he didn't have a funny hat with a propeller on it, with an antenna coming out of it. Nothing. She just fucking had that little thing, and they found it. And the funny thing was, the commercial is for batteries. And I'm telling you, they are working towards putting microchips in kids. They're going to do it, and it's all going to be done with fear, as they always do it. Oh, my God, I can't find my kid. Oh, there he is. Thank God. Thank God I put a fucking microchip in my child, and now I'm able to find him. You know what I mean? And they're going to use fear, and the reality, they're going to put all your information on that chip, from your bank information, your social security number, everything, your fucking resume. You'll just be getting scanned. And the conspiracy theory is if the powers that be ever turn your chip off, everything you've ever done is gone. Your money, your records, everything. It's all gone, and you're fucked, and you are immediately homeless. So that will be the ultimate level of power. Plus, they'll always know where you are. Oh, my God, let's put that. And you know what? They're going to fucking do it. They're going to get away with it because all you got to use is fear. Has anybody else seen that commercial? And